Hello friends, so this is going to be a delicious 10-minute shimmy special. It's brilliant for burning a ton of calories. It's really good for training the core, and it's one of the most liberating moves in belly dance because you literally just let all the wobbly bits wobble. Marvellous. So the more you do it, the longer you do it, the more your body adjusts and you get a good old wobble on. I can't put a noisy jingly hip scarf on because it would drown me out, but just basic posture, the easiest is to do Egyptian style. So quite a wide posture. You have soft knees, so your muscles at the back are relaxed, which means they can wobble better. If you have got a noisy hip scarf on, the clue is if it's being really noisy, you're doing it fine. But just to begin, it's you push all your weight down through the floor, hard as you can, really dig those heels in. You can turn your toes up, so you know all the weight is in the heel, and that pushes this wobble all the way up the back of the thighs. Now the temptation is to go like that, but that means that you're driving it from the upper body and it's a lower body one. So imagine you're going to about sit on a chair, wobble over that and rise up again, and wobble over a chair and rise up again. So that, if you feel things are moving a little bit, don't worry if you feel a bit stiff to start. As I said, the longer you're doing it, by the end of this 10 minutes, you'll be shimmying like a pro if you don't already. So yeah, I find just a little bit up and downy gives a little bit of momentum. And don't worry if you can't maintain a shimmy continually, just relax. Sometimes you can go a bit spasmy, so just relax and get back into it as you can. I always call this getting the engine started. It's like, all right, friends, so what is missing? Music, because that really helps you get a good shimmy on. So here's some classic tabla music. Sitting deep, really dig those heels in, shimmy up and down, up and down. Now the trick, as I said, is not to use the arms, but you know, if it helps get you started in the first place, then that's fine. Otherwise, I find the best hands are Egyptian hands, so nice and flat, pointing to the floor, keeps the shoulders relaxed and out of the equation for the moment. And now we're going to try and do a little shimmy walk. I call it the shimmy stomp because you're digging your weight into that floor with your heel and then you dig the other foot in. And the more you can push into that heel, the more you can shake all the thigh going up the back. So we just take little steps. Tiny steps is key. You're not really going anywhere, you just want to wobble your bits around. So try taking tiny steps, push those heels into the floor and just go around on the spot. Keep in stepping and wobble. Lovely. So just swing, keep the shimmy going. This is a permanent shimmy, but swing those arms just to know that they're not doing all this. Okay, so we're now get a bit wider to make it easier. We're going to lean all our weight onto one leg. So keep it soft and start shaking it a bit more. Okay, now we're going to lean all our weight into the other leg. Soft knees. When the knees are soft, as I said, that helps relax the back of the thigh so it jiggles and flobbles around. You should feel buttocks and thighs going slap, slap, slap. Don't be afraid of it. Let it happen. Don't tighten up. You want to liberate it. And just take little steps. Stepping it back. Now, if it helps, you can shake the shoulders in a little shoulder shimmy, or you might find that too much. What you will find, a huge wave of heat goes up the body because it's generating a lot of energy, working all the core muscles, so you get very hot very quickly. So let's transfer to the shoulders. Now, a shoulder shimmy is often harder than a hip shimmy. Don't worry about it. If you're very, very, very tense here and your shoulders are up here, then it will be a little more challenging. So what you want to, I haven't stopped shimmying, by the way, so neither should you. So just pin those shoulders back. Honestly, if it's hard doing two things at once, that's fine. And you just want to really get those shoulders loose. Now, a shoulder shimmy, like a hip shimmy, is a bit misleading because you're not shaking your hips. What you're doing is you're shaking your legs, and it's your thighs, and the hips just go on for a nice ride. Same with the shoulders. Actually, your rib cage, which you're shaking, so I always think it helps as a woman to just shake the booby doobies. It just gets things going. And an easier way of getting it going is going disco style. So if I turn sideways, if you lean forward, everything is hanging nice and loose. It's a lot easier to shake. Can't really shake the shoulders forward. They need to be pinned back, and just shake what you got. And then when you feel momentum is going, you just stand up and hopefully it'll still be working. Again, leaning back, you just want things to be nice and loose, but it's all in the rib cage, and it doesn't matter how well endowed you are, it's all in your rib cage shaking. So keeping those shoulders pinned back a little, we're coming forward and back. I hope you're taking time to breathe there. So we're now going to shimmy on tiptoe. So this time it's like a choo-choo shimmy. So you're having to do tiny steps. And then you're going to add deliberately a bum shake. I like to add a few circling arms at this stage. This is a killer. Fantastic for your calf muscles and your ankles. And rest there. Shoulder shimmy, shake it out. Hip shimmy. Now, once you've got a really good meaty shimmy going and you're used to just treading that way about, don't forget soft knees. Just keep. Now, let's add some arms to it. One of my favourite arms, as I said, is simply circling arms. So as we sink down, and when you sink down, the lower you go, looser the muscles are at the back, the more wobble you get. So it's a good way of getting a shimmy going if it's sort of got a bit tired and gone off. So you dip down, get a good shake, sweep the arms, and then come up in a big explosion. Shimmy down, feel the body shake, and sweep it up, and down, and up, and down. And my goodness, if you're not hot now, you must be in a very cold, cold place. Shaking it up, and down. And reverse. This is also just a really good way of relaxing the muscles. I know it sounds crazy, but a shimmy is a really good relaxation for tight, contracted back muscles, lower back muscles. If you've got sore thigh muscles. Right, now we're going very small. So it's more controlled. So we're going into a leg shimmy. So your legs are a little straighter, a little closer together. And you're going to have to push those knees a lot more. So you're pumping, pump, 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 pump. All it is you're getting slightly soft in one. If I turn sideways. So that is your shimmy. Excuse that. So shimmy, 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 shimmy. So it's all in the knees. When you start doing a leg waggle as I call it, this is much easier if you want your legs closer together. It sends the shimmy from the waist upwards. So instead of being about thigh bottom, once you, especially it's hard work, once you get your shimmy going, it goes more into the stomach area And then just get faster, 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 and it just really jiggles upwards, as opposed to the hip shimmy when you're like this, when it's all going downwards. So leg waggling, so little knees go boop, 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 like that. And again, oh man, I am so hot and sweaty now. But it is a more controlled one. If you want a juicy, meaty, buttock shaking number, then you go low and deep, legs wider, and you get into that shimmy stomp where you're digging those heels in and you feel how that shimmy has transferred. It's much more around the bottom and the thighs, and you get a really good satisfying jiggle. And if you find, I'm just doing a little circle here, but you can just keep on the spot, you can keep going up and down. In fact, you can walk up and down. But in essence, do a few 10-minute shimmy walks, stomps on the spot every day. You'll soon turn a a whole lot of calories. All right, my darlings, hope you enjoyed that. And always happy to hear requests, so leave comments below. Press the like button if you enjoyed this. Subscribe if you can, if you haven't already. And finally, if you hit that notification button, it's in the shape of a little bell, it'll let you know whenever I release any new videos. So thank you for following me.